It's Andy's DIY. I'm working on a 98 Tacoma SR5 four-wheel drive 2.7 liter. Got the check engine light and the code came back. The solenoid E shift, the shift E solenoid, which is, this is one of the solenoids that's out of it. That's what they look like. There's three of them in. There's two of them like this, and I think it's like the clutch lock, or I forget what the other solenoid's called, but the total of three of them, it's a little different. So two of them are the same, one is a little different. I'm going to clean mine. I'm hoping it's just, I think I could have just dropped the fluid, but I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm going to go ahead and take a look at them, I'm going to test them. I'll look at some other sides and I'll test them. I'm going to show you how I'm going to test this one.
Okay, so I've already taken the bolts off, but you've got 19 these are 10 millimeter bolts all the way around. There's 19 of them, and then when you're ordering your gasket, make sure, you know, they'll have the count on it. That'll give you make sure your gasket's correct. That kind of helps them narrow it down. Anyway, I've got the pan off, and this dipstick here, I'm gonna go and drop this down. It's a two-piece, so I'm gonna lower it down here. I've already drained it. So what I did to drain mine, I took all the bolts out, but the like two on this end up here, and let it drain out with this. This is a 14 millimeter plug here. I let it drain and then tipped it, and then let it just keep draining, and that'll get most of your fluid out. Then put your plug back in and drop it. And you can see how it's two pieces. The other half is up high. So I've already taken this one off and tested it. So we got this one to take off, and there's one more here. So you got an 8 millimeter bolt here. Just pop that loose. And they just pop right out. They're held in by an O-ring. I believe these two are the same, and then this is the different one down. So this thing just pushes out like that. Nice little mess. I've got a box under here. I'll slide the pan under here, but keep a box under your car because it's going to continue to drip stuff. Take it off here, and it just unplugs. See a little clip here? Push that in, and it just unplugs. So there's your solenoid there. So I'm going to go and clean this up and test this one, and then do the same. I'm putting them back. I'm taking them in and taking them out and putting them back in as I do it. I just don't want to mix them up. I'm pretty sure these are identical, but I just want to make sure I'm doing them, don't get them mixed up. So let's do the next one.
Okay, so here's my setup here. Here's your sensor, your solenoid, I mean. So mine's only got the one pin. A lot of them have the two. Mine's got the one, so you'll need to use the body for the ground. So I just got two alligator clip looking wires. The solid yellow one I'm making my red, and this brownish one's brown and yellow is going to be my ground. So I'm using my battery here. I've got my positive side hooked up. Ground I'm going to connect when I need to make the connection. So you're going to take your red or your positive. You put it to your pin here. And then you're going to just connect this to any part of the metal housing for ground. Okay, there's your setup there. Now you're going to hear, the first thing you can do is you can test it, see if it's going to click. And I'll show you what's clicking here. So I can get this real close. Look in that little window there. I want to energize it here. It's right in this little window right there, where my finger pointing right there. See that moving there? So that's your activation point there. But that's not the end of your test. You want to blow some air through it to see if it's actually going to make, if it's sealing, not letting any fluid by. So I'm just taking a 3/8, I think it's 3/8, using a 3/8 fuel line. Anything that'll fit on the end of there. Okay, so when you blow through it, it should, I'm not getting a good seal on there, but you should be able, it should stop blowing, it should seal. So that's how I'm testing mine. I'm calling this one good. I did have one of them that's not clicking like this every time. It is sealing, but it's not clicking back. So this is the solenoid that's different from the other ones. They look pretty close to the same. It's slightly different. So if you're underneath the car, this is the one that's furthest toward the rear of the car. The one in the middle and the one close to the front have the same exact part number. This is slightly different. So I'm not, again, I knew there was two the same, one that was different, but when I go to test this one, so I've got my setup here, I got my positive on there, I've got my ground to the body, and then I'm gonna make connection. It's not, see, I'm not getting any click in there. Now when I apply air pressure to it, it's not giving me what I want. It was like the click, it would reset itself when I put pressure on it. But I think this one's faulty. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna go ahead and order this one and check it this way. But I think when you energize these, you should be able to click. They should click on and off repeatedly, and this one's not doing that at all. So I think this one's bad. So that's good news. You want to catch this before it goes bad, or we all know what happens after that. So I believe this is the bad solenoid. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this ordered and get it replaced. But it is a Denso part, obviously original Toyota equipment there. Doesn't have a part number on it, but I can look it up online. Anyway, but that's what one of the solenoids looks like, one of the three.